And then the final note there is basically in determining the level of sponsorship, we go by whatever highest contribution it is. So for example, if we're only contributing level 2 realm sponsorship things, but then we also give more than $500, and that's a level 3 sponsorship. So that's basically my protocol. I wanted to present quickly to run it by you guys because I do want to put it through an executive order in the next week, but I wanted to show it to you guys before I did that. So please let me know if you have any questions or concerns, and here or by email later on.
Are there any questions for the President? Mr. Dunn?
How does this affect current co-sponsorships, and does this affect in terms of university department co-sponsorships, such as let's say the College of Arts and Sciences wants to do something with student government, or some university office wants to do something? Do they go through this policy as well?
This would be our protocol for when people approach us. It might be different if university officials come to us. It's really designed for like student organizations, non-SG student organizations that approach us about it. And the reason we decided to put together the protocol is because we were tired of getting in situations where other organizations would approach us and there wasn't really a protocol or a policy that we could follow to determine whether or not we should sponsor, what would happen if we decided to sponsor, how much advance notice we needed, so on and so forth. So this puts a lot of it in writing.
Oh, and this outline for everything, will that be put on whatever form is created for this policy, or will this be placed online?
Yes. Let me refer to Karen.
Yeah, there will also be like a form that people fill out. This will be public, but this is more of an internal thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are there any further questions for the President? Seeing none, thanks, sir.
Word. Thanks,
Sorry,
guys.
Mr. Robinson. Are you sure? Okay. Thank you. Seeing no unfinished business, we'll move on to new business. I'm sorry. Yes. Please allow me to give a report of the office of the speaker first. In my email that I sent out about the meeting packet, you all should have received my first 4 legislative orders. The first one I went over today during new senator orientation, establishing my policies. The second one of which was the appointment of the clerks, having served with Executive Clerk Cleveland, Deputy Clerk Anna Vasilisa, and Deputy Clerk Hina Gear. I decided to keep all of them on board for this year. They're doing an extraordinary job, and I appreciate my third legislative order, which you all should have received, was the legislative order establishing the standing committees of the Undergraduate Senate. As you can see, looking at today's agenda, we will have 2 standing committees this year. The Committee on Students' Rights, University Affairs, and Academics, and the Committee on Campus Life and Programming. In the 5th Undergraduate Senate, there were 3 standing committees. Students' Rights and University Affairs was its own separate committee, and Academics was its own separate committee. But I've made the decision this year, seeing as how Academics wasn't utilized to its full potential, and throughout the entirety of the 5th Undergraduate Senate, I believe a total of 3 bills were referred there. I thought it may be pertinent to sweep it into Students' Rights, University Affairs, and Academics, and make it partially a brainstorming committee. Both of the standing committees this year will be fairly large, and it is my sincere hope that you guys would use them to their greatest potential, and we can make them extraordinarily effective this year. Excuse me. The 4th legislative order I distributed to all of you was the establishment of the, it's a special committee. It's the Committee for the Review of University and Military Policy, a committee that has been around since, in some sense, since the 4th Undergraduate Senate, and it's something that has had a lot of work done through the 5th Undergraduate Senate, so I thought it may be pertinent, I thought it was pertinent to reestablish that committee. I have chosen a chair of the committee, and I have also chosen members of the committee in discussion with the chairman of the committee. Are there any questions as far as what I'm doing for the Office of the Speaker? Okay, great. Also, brief comment. I'm now working with Outreach Director Jose Morales to refurbish the application I used to get senators at the end of the 5th, and I promise you I will do everything in my ability to have a full Senate just a couple weeks from now. So look out for the publication of the vacancy appointment process. I'll be working with Mr. Ken Hebel on that. But, excuse me, Mr. Dunham, if you could swear in the new senators.
Mr. Gray, Mr. Thompson, and Mr. Dimming, if you please rise.
Anyone who wasn't here last week.
And if there is anyone who wasn't here last week, any duly elected or well, yeah, elected senators that were appointed. Okay, good. Basic process, repeat after me, and I'll state your name and then state your office. You'll state your own individual stuff. Please raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, R. Thompson Gray,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
What did this last week?
that I will diligently and faithfully
that I will diligently and faithfully
execute the duties and responsibilities
execute the duties and responsibilities
of the office of Senator for
the office of Senator for the class of 2012. The office of the Senator of the class of 2012. Of the office of the Senator for the School of Communication.
and that I will abide by the governing documents
And I will abide by the governing documents
of the student government,
of the student government.
and that I will work to my fullest abilities
And I will work to my fullest abilities
to promote the interests and welfare
to promote the interests and welfare
of the students of American University.
of the students of American University.
Congratulations, Mr. Speaker.
Just as a brief note, I'd like to welcome the three of you to this extraordinary body. I know that you all three do have a lot to offer this year, and I appreciate your willingness to serve in the body. Now moving on to new business, to set brief context. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a flub in interpretation of our governing documents. The addition of the rules of debate and decorum that was sent to you last evening by Mr. Yates is unfortunately not what we will be considering. The governing documents say that the speaker will present the rules of debate and decorum that was used by the previous session of the undergraduate senate for consideration of the next undergraduate senate. So what you will be looking at behind me right now, actually, is the rules and debate decorum that was approved and amended by the 5th Undergraduate Senate, and that will be our starting point for where we move here.
You can find it at AUSG.org/docs.
Yes. So, Mr. Yates.
Mr. Speaker, I move to amend the rules of debate and decorum,
On what fashion,
Article
sir?
4, and I would like to insert section 8 and 9, which I sent to the parliamentary and the clerk.
Oh my, no.
Either in your email,
Can we get some elevator music, please?
or I can explain to you what happens.
Amend.
This is a.
You
so I
want to
need a
add this
second.
whole?
Second.
Are there any objections to considering Mr. Yates' amendment?
Give me a minute while I make it pretty. What are they?
Well, yes, we'll get to that.
Do you want me to read them? Do you want to write them?
He's about to put them in. Or do something.
Can you email them?